Think about Matthew McConaughey in Wolf of Wall Street. Just mm, mm,
We're live on
mm.
Twitch.
Oh, hello.
We live?
What?
Fine.
Are we? Did we make it work?
Well, we're no longer multi-streaming, so that's one thing. I don't know if that's causing it.
Okay, I can't tell because I'm on an ad.
Video is unavailable. I'm going to reload or refresh my page.
That later.
Looks good on my end.
What up, D Chronic?
All right.
Are we here?
What up,
I
Arrow
guess so.
Cat?
I see us on the screen.
I see us. And it looks like we're moving.
Hi,
We look
everybody.
okay.
You can see me right the time.
Oh my god, it's happening. We're all good, babies. We did it.
Let's go.
Oh my fucking god.
This is
After all that.
Mike.
all that. It's all
All
that.
right. Now,
Flashbacks.
It's all that. It's all that.
how was everybody's week off? Or 2 weeks off, technically.
I missed you.
Yeah.
I missed
I
you
miss you
guys.
guys,
I
too.
missed everybody.
I
I
miss you
did
guys
not miss
too.
not having to prep. It was nice to actually have a Saturday to myself, but I definitely missed you guys.
Yes.
So,
I am the agree.
but this is I love being here, and this is a lot of fun. So we have I mean, we're all good to go, right? We're all up and everything's good.
Think so.
Kosher.
Pretty sure.
Push Ghost Brosh.
Arrowcat, thank you for the sub. There, charm is
Yes.
cast for sure. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you everybody for bearing with us. I know this is. I mean, we're like 40 minutes late. Finally getting started with the story. So, just for those of you who are here 2 weeks ago, so we took last week off, and then we started to play 2 weeks ago, but Twitch was being really dodgy.
We had all
So-
kinds of technical difficulties.
Yeah, we like played for kind of like 30 minutes, but then
Your
it
mic
didn't-
was going out.
yeah, my mic was going out. There was a lot of lag and stuff there too. So we shut down the session early. Anyway, so basically, if you were here 2 weeks ago, some of this may be familiar because we're just going to restart as if that session didn't happen, so that we can make sure that we can provide a cool, clear experience. And
Yeah.
they might ask different questions. Things might play out differently.
It's more
But
or less going to be deja vu.
but there may be some deja vu in there. And then we will continue past that. So
Oh, now I got to remember all the things I said because I
No,
did
you
most
don't.
of the talking.
you don't have to remember all the things you said. If you say something different, say something different. Like it's all
Alright.
about like D&D is about role playing and being in the moment and being able to be present for that moment. And so we're not trying to recreate what happened last time. We're just gonna experience a very similar situation.
All right. That's fair.
With that, yeah, and I may describe people differently and give people different names. So I'm not gonna apologize.
Oh, okay.
So
Well.
what happens this time is canon. You guys are brief recap, right? They traveled over the seas, fought a kraken and a dragon turtle. Thank you for the dragon turtle chat. And they had finally landed in Zalara. They rented a room at the Homespire Inn after meeting their guide Festress, and then were escorted to the high palace of the queen that was atop a mountain, and it was very beautiful. And they had been ushered or they had to like do some social interaction to get past the guards and prove that they had something worth seeing the queen about. They eventually remembered that they had been sent there by the king of Olympus and given writs of permission as official ambassadors, and were granted an audience with the queen. And then that's where we left off. So
Yes.
we're gonna start there. As I open up my notes to give you guys the proper
Look at my
description.
phone.
Dave, can we get some of that beautiful music you were playing earlier to bring us into the
mood. Oh, okay.
into the throne
Dave
room
and
with the
Eric have
queen.
both redeemed hydrate. So
Oh, I totally forgot to refill my water before this. So I don't have a lot of water to hydrate with, but I will pretend. So that's what I'm working with right now.
Small sips, Cello.
Yeah, small steps. Just
not a lot of hydration happening.
there we go.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Thank you, Dave, for the hydrate.
Yes.
All right. Do we have the music? Can anybody else hear the music? I can't hear music.
He's not playing, it looks like.
No,
Oh,
he was
Dave,
hiding.
you're muted. There you go.
There it is.
Boom. Right? Is that good?
That's
Yeah.
it. Thank you, Dave.
There it is.
All right. The doors open as if of their own accord. Ooh, bring the music down just a little bit.
It's a little loud.
It's a little loud, just a smidge. Okay. The doors open as if of their own accord, and you are ushered into a large room where with high walls and a high ceiling. The ceiling is covered in filigree and gold spirals. And then it is clear and translucent, where you can see through to the sky above. But there's an enchantment that allows you to see through the daylight sky and see the stars in the heavens, even though it is daylight outside. The Queen Renea is floating in her throne about 20, 25, 30 feet in the air. And there are other chairs floating around the room as well of her advisors. And in the middle of the room sits a silver star, a sun of silver starlight that is constantly broiling and churning with this magical energy that it gives off to the entire room. You notice this enchantment that wherever you direct your attention, you can see it as if that person were standing right in front of you. And they can hear you as if you were standing face to face, even though everyone is floating at different altitudes in the throne room, with Queen Renea always levitating higher than the rest. Queen Renea herself looks like she is the most beautiful elven woman you have ever seen. She has alabaster skin covered in blue glowing tattoos of stars and constellations, very similar to that of our friend Azazel. She softly levitates at all times, always above everyone in the room, and she wears a robe that reaches to the floor, enchanted with the appearance of constantly churning nebulas drifting through space. She wears a tiara of golden light that floats above the crown of her head, with a silver star that shines at the front of the crown, and whose living beams of light reach down and touch her forehead. Her eyes are flecked with silver starlight and are the deepest golden amber you've ever seen. You can see, as you direct your attention to her, you see that she is very regal, but she hides a vulnerability behind her eyes, that in the posturing that she has towards the court. And with that, she addresses you. Welcome, ambassadors of Valentia. How may we be of service? What is the message that you bear?
Well, Your Majesty, we believe that there was an elven attack on the capital of Valencia, and we just want to know if you sent that, because there was never an official declaration of war. And I don't mean to offend you, but they did have your banner, so we were wondering, did you send them?
It's like, no, and this is the first that I am hearing of elves attacking the humans. Know that they do not have my permission or authority, and that Zalara is not at war with Valentia. In fact, we hold Valentia to be one of our allies and friends.
Well, I still don't know. Like, yeah, I wasn't there. I can't.
What?
I wasn't in the war room, so I can't say anything.
Oh, well, I mean, that's why we're here, because there has been peace for thousands of years, and we want to keep that. We're not necessarily here representing the king. We're free ambassadors just trying to keep the peace. And we just, if you have any idea why an army was I mean, let me rephrase that. Sorry.
If it's not Zalara, then do you know of any rogue factions of elves that may, have attacked to put on a bad face or start something that doesn't need to be like, somebody starting some shit.
You kind of feel as you ask that question, you feel kind of a tension in the room as you see some of the advisors kind of look around and start kind of shifting nervously in their seats, and as you direct your attention to Queen Renea, she kind of glances around and looks down at you and says, "I am aware of a rogue faction. One of our highest generals, General Veldarin, has recently seceded from Zalara and taken most of our armies with him. Veldarin has always been of the opinion that we should reestablish the ancient Elven Empire that was fractured during the Dark Times, when Aberoth attempted to rise to power and usurp the throne. At that time, the land was fractured, and ever since the rise of our god King Zoram, we gave the lands to the east to the humans, and it has been so ever since. And Zalara has been happy to maintain that alliance for the humans' help in our war against Aberoth. But Veldarin did not take this answer kindly and has recently seceded. We did not believe, although we knew that he wanted to make a move on the humans. As she continues speaking, one of her aides or one of the other advisors speaks up and says, "My lady, I do not believe that it is appropriate to be sharing our national secrets with these strangers and outsiders." And
At that moment, I've kind of like brandished the letter that the King of Valencia had given us as kind of like emissaries. So we're not strictly factioned with him, but we're on his behalf asking for the peace of the realm. So that way we can kind of have communications rather than the message getting muddled, because right now, there's feelings in Valencia that, the elves are attacking the capital, and they're not seeing who it is. They're just seeing the race, and that's what's going on right now. So you're not sharing secrets, you're explaining, so that way we can take this message back to Valencia and ease those tensions.
And we're not random people from the street. We're trusted advisors of the king. We saved him from an assassination attempt, for crying out loud. And I think we're qualified. We killed the dragon turtle on the way here. So as much information as you can give us, outsiders, right now, I think we're on the same team.
And they, as you mentioned, like killing a dragon turtle, they kind of someone like murmur and look to each other. I mean, you can tell as you look at them, some of them They appear to have the ability to speak telepathically with one another. You can see some as they kind of look over, like they'll like give glances, and like you can see like a conversation is happening that you're not privy to.
Uh-huh.
But
I would like
the-
to interject that while that's happening, I'm also looking at Zilla, like, but we're not actually saying anything, but we're like making it look like.
I'm looking at you like, why are you looking at me like that?
and
But I'm
and
kind
all
of
of a
just like-
sudden, all of a sudden, as you guys are speaking, Queen Renea raises her hand, and the sound leaves the room. And no one, you try to speak, and no words come out, or like you're able to, but like there no sound emits. You just are talking. And she says, "Thank you for your words." And she looks over her advisor. She says, "I am queen, and I choose to trust these outsiders. Will you disagree with your queen?" And then she lowers her hand, and you hear him speak, "No, my queen." And you can tell that of everyone in everyone in the room is older than Queen Renaya. She's an adult. She's not a child, but all of the advisors seem to, while elves do maintain a very youthful appearance throughout the majority of their lives, you can tell that she is much younger than her advisors. And she says, I choose to trust you, for it was my mother, Queen Nora, who, well, it was my family, my mother, Queen Nora, and my grandfather, the god King Zoram, who gave the land to Valencia, and we have been powerful and beloved allies ever since. I do not wish to see the empire, the ancient empire, reestablished. And it saddens my heart that these crimes would be committed in our name. I lament that I do not have the forces to rectify this problem. The majority of our armies, Veldarin was a very influential man in our kingdom, and many of our armies have followed him. We believed that he would attack us first, and then once he had claimed the capital of Zalara and placed himself on the throne, that he would feel his claim, that others would respect his claim as more legitimate, and then he would then be able to begin his campaign against the humans and the Badlands to unite the continent.
I mean,
It did not occur to us that he would march west first.
I don't mean to interject, but it seems to me that he's trying to get the humans to to go to war with the Elven Kingdom. And so while the humans are sieging your wonderful city, he sneaks in and cleans up.
This very well may be a part of his plan. I do not know his mind. And for a second, what's your passive insight? What's everyone's passive insight?
Like
Oh,
11?
passive insight is 15.
I think I'm a 15 too.
Well,
11.
12? 11. Okay. Dave and Larissa, you as you direct your attention to her, you're able to notice and pick up on this small cue that you see her have kind of a flash of hesitation, but then she hides it very quickly so that her advisors do not see, or she hopes that they don't see before she begins speaking this next before she begins speaking again. And she says, there is our biggest fear, and the fear that my advisors and I have been discussing. And one of the other advisors begins to trip up. My lady, no, please. And she looks at him sternly, and then he backs down. There's what our biggest fear, the fear that we have been considering, is that Veldarin would be, we thought he had gone south to seek the staff of the divine star. This was the staff that our god King Zoram, that he, when he rose to godhood, he plucked a star from the heavens and fixed it to his staff, and it was always a symbol of his power. And this is where the constellation of the staff of power comes from. It was left behind after he plucked the star from the heavens. After his reign of 100 years, after we overthrew Aberoth, he then gave the staff to my mother, Queen Nora, and ascended into the heavens himself. And he left it as a symbol for our people of the divine lineage of his line, and that we were divinely appointed to rule over this land. My mother, fearing that it could be used by others, those who did not deserve the power of a god, and should someday some successor in our family line rise to power, that they should not have access to the power of a god. And she traveled south, and when she returned, she did not have the staff. She had sealed it away. This was several hundred years ago. Our fear was that Valdarin was looking for the staff of the divine star, so that he might then return and use its power to overthrow Zalara, and then to move against your people. If we had this staff, if I had this staff, regardless of the state of our armies, none would question the legitimacy of my claim to the throne, and I would have the power as queen and the power of a god to then stop Valdarin. Would you, while we gather our what forces that remain to us, and the militias that we can raise in the defense of our kingdom, would you do me the honor of looking for this staff, the staff of the divine star, and returning it to me?
Can I do an insight check of some sort to see if she has any malicious intent with the staff? Because it sounds super powerful.
It does sound super powerful. Yeah. Please make an insight check.
Darn it. I got 7.
Yeah.
I trust her.
I mean, yeah. While at times you've been able to kind of see through her posturing, you can tell. I mean, she looks sincere.
Okay.
But she still has that countenance and that regal demeanor about her, where she is elevating herself above you.
Okay. Alrighty. You said it was south in the
My mother,
South.
yes.
I didn't write down
Yes.
where it was.
It is rumored to be in the south, since that was the direction that she traveled when she took it, and the direction from which she returned. But it is strange that Valdarin has passed through the lands of desolation, what you humans call the arid lands, and crossed the Rocktooth Mountains in order to and attacked your people without the Staff of Divine Power, because we know that he was seeking it. But it appears that he may have wanted to, for some strategic reason, he wanted to move his armies now, instead of seeking the staff, unless he found it and we do not know. There is one small lead that I can give you, other than my mother did have an acquaintance, a friend of my grandfather's, the God King Zoram, who his name was Cyrellin. And he may no longer be living. He was old even then, even during the war. But if he still lives, it was rumored that he last lived in the south, before you get to the Valakan woods.
We've heard of this Cyrellin.
Have
So
you?
friend of a friend wanted us to check up on him.
I am curious what friend this is. Cyrellin does not have many friends, and those he keeps are treasured dearly.
Great question, Your Majesty. Let me flip the mental notes.
Just a montage of Zilla's memory and all the filing cabinets, like
Yeah.
yeah.
That moment from Hangover, just all the numbers passing by.
Sorry, it's Ambrose Credu. That's the name of the friend.
Yeah, I was one page
Oh.
away, Dave.
Inspiration
I-
for Dave.
Too little, too late. Yes,
It was really
yes. Too little, too late.
shut up.
Got him.
But I do
Is that
remember. I
harder?
do remember from last session, because I did re-listen to it in preparation for today's session. Larissa was given an inspiration point last time because she had asked the elves' parents' names like 3 weeks ago off stream, because she was that
I
interested.
did.
So
Ah.
I'm gonna give you.
Aha!
I'm gonna give you your inspiration point back
you.
for that, for taking.
Do I still get an
taking
inspiration
interest.
point though?
Yeah. You both get one. So you get it for knowing Ambrose's name, and she gets
Better
it
know.
for for before.
You better believe it.
Yeah. Do you interrupt or interject while I'm thinking and say Ambrose Cadu, or do I?
Nope, I was just being a bitch out of character. That's all you.
All right, cool. That's awesome.
As you're thinking, she says, Ambrose Credu?
That's it. Ambrose Cadu.
And Dave, you felt that thought as it came to the surface of your mind, plucked from your mind. It's not-
Whoa.
you haven't forgotten it, but you could tell that she was able to discern that as it surfaced to the front of your mind.
Ooh, spicy. Love it.
It's like, and who is this Ambrose Credu?
She said that to me.
She addresses your party in general.
Oh, okay.
Dave or Greg.
Ambrose sent us to Zalara to meet his brother from the Order of the Ancients.
You don't sound like Greg.
Oh, right. Ambrose sent us to Zalara to meet his brother from the Order of the Ancients. He's
Yeah.
he's a noble over there in Valentis.
And at the mention of the Order of the Ancients, there's a rustle and a bustle, a stirring amongst the advisors.
I don't know if
And
you should have mentioned
Too late now. Got to raise heck. This lady's cool, and
and-
she's got the same tattoos as her friend. Nothing happens by accident.
Nope. No, it does not.
that. It's
I
not
mean,
her.
you
I
know
don't
what?
trust.
Some
It's her
people-
advisors that are like,
Oh,
my
we'll
lady.
fuck him up any day. Let's
Some
go.
people go to a tattoo parlor and get an anchor. Some people get some birds. Tattoos are tattoos, man.
All right. So
Exactly.
a hustle and bustle, you say?
Hustle and bustle. Just like there's a stirring as they whisper to one another, and like you see like looks and glances as they're obviously communicating telepathically. But they've not heard of the Order of the Ancients for a while. And she says, to even know and make utterance of the Order of the Ancients is rare, for it is a supreme secret that is only carried amongst in the highest of circles, and rumored. And as she says this, she looks at her advisors, and only rumored amongst those of lower circles. You can tell she's referring to her advisors as she says that.
Ooh, this cat's got claws.
Mm-hmm.
I like her.
If you are working for the Order of the Ancients, then you have my trust. Where I was willing to where I was curious before, now you have my attention.
Awesome. And as she
Good.
says that, out of Greg's like burlap sack of a shirt that he probably wears, he pulls out the amulet of Ambrose Credu, which is a medallion with an O and an A in the middle of it.
I have one of those too. Am I supposed to?
You guys have no. There's only
We-
one for the whole group.
Oh, who had it on the group?
I had it.
Oh, did you? Okay, never mind. I thought I had it. Should have it written
You
down.
thought you had- I
I
had it.
have it written down. I don't know, because there's also like the
Gotcha.
charm of Elric. There's a couple of different things going on here.
I,
Yeah,
like,
the
drew
charm
it.
of Alaric.
Like, yes, so many charms.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like,
Then never
yep,
mind.
we're in the
Right.
club, and I hold it up.
Okay. And at this, like you see awe from her advisors. And she says, with that, I know that you are a friend to Cyrellan. And it brings me joy that that his friends will once again be near him. I fear that he has too long been alone. And I hope that he is well, and let him know that he is always welcome back in Zalara, and that he is missed here. He was a grand warrior and advisor in dark times, and these are dark times again, and I would have him by my side if he would be here.
Very well, man.
All right. Are there any other questions or matters that you would like to bring before the court? My time is yours.
Yeah, can I have access to check out your cool, like, Staff of Power tower? Your Tower of Power?
The Arcane Academy?
Yeah, that one.
Yes. I will send word so that they can make it ready. So they will be ready to give you an audience when you arrive,
Cool.
and they can give you a tour.
That's it for
What
me.
interest do you have in the Arcane Academy?
Well, woke up in a cave, followed a constellation to a different cave, and then that cave had a constellation of the staff thing. The what'd you call it? The staff of the Midnight Star?
The Staff of the Divine Star?
Divine Star.
I know colloquially it is known as the Staff of Power, but
Oh.
not to be confused with those powerful staves that are crafted and sold amongst our people. This is much greater than that.
Yeah, so a cave up north led me here. And so I'm assuming that there's going to be a cave somewhere underneath that tower that's going to lead me to my next place. I'm kind of just doing this whole, like, journey across.
You assume there's a cave under there?
I mean, there was a cave in the other place, so.
She's like, I am not aware of any caves beneath it, at least none that. But you are more than welcome to check. And she's like, and she like kind of gestures at your tattoos, and she says, I see that you as well are a student of the stars, and you'll be most welcome there.
Cool.
She's like, although because of our ancient history, please forgive any sideways glances or suspicious looks from the common folk. They are often distrustful of those who are different from us.
Cool. And I was like, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. And disguise self, and I turn into an elf.
Oh, she's like, But know that you are free to be yourself. Although I understand the utility of such a spell.
Yeah, just in case.
Wonderful. Are there any other matters that you would like to bring before me? You have my audience.
I think that's all I got.
Yeah, I think the only thing is making sure we can get word back to the
Valencia.
king. Yeah.
Wonderful. Of course, I will send word to him either by spell or by messenger. We will take care of this to send a proper emissary and declaration of peace between our people. I believe that your highest priority should be in finding Cyrellin to the south.
Yes, ma'am.
But
I say thank you in Elvish because I learned that word.
And she says some things, and in that phrase, a very eloquent phrase, you hear the words that mean you're welcome. But there's a bunch of other stuff there too. But for those of you who speak Elven, she says, like, you have my humblest gratitude for appearing before us today. You are welcome here in the kingdom of Zalara. Zalara is yours.
I understood. You're welcome.
She says we can hang
And with
here.
that, oh.
Okay.
And she says, with that, she kind of gestures and the doors open once again. And you guys, are now free to leave.
Okay. I guess if we leave.
Cool.
Okay. It is like, like afternoonish evening. It's like 4 or 5 o'clock, or like 5 o'clock in the evening. So they had granted you kind of an emergency session. And as you guys are leaving, you see kind of off the side, like the lines of people who are like waiting to seek an audience with the queen that you guys just got to like skip all the way past because they granted you an emergency.
Sucks to
session.
suck.
And a lot of these are like highborn, very self-important elves, and some of them are
stiff upper lip lads.
highborn, like really cool, chill elves. But like you definitely get some looks as you guys are walking out. And then some of curiosity too, but a lot of
I am quite tall.
sustained focus. You are. You're massive.
I'm 7'6".
small.
Tin?
I'm 210.
I always forget how little you are. Like
I'm tiny.
you'd be very easy to punt. Not that
Got aggressive.
Well,
real quick.
not that I
Wow.
would do that. One of my monsters might, but like not I would.
You could use an opportunity to send me flying. I weigh like 65 pounds.
Just a bunch of like football
With all
playing
my-
giants. And they happen to be from like
God.
Oh my gosh.
Newer York. They're the Newer York Giants. And they just punt Zilla
Oh my
across
gosh.
the
And they
skyline.
Put on my little backpack like, you're going to have to toss me.
It's the special teams.
Maybe they play Grugby. They play Grugby. Where they
Good thing Azaziel can fly and hopefully intercept.
Go long.
gosh. That's wonderful.
I got it.
Yeah. Zalara is yours. There are a number of things to do. You guys have already heard of Regnor, the armor and weapons crafter, who's very well renowned. There's the Arcane Academy. You guys also saw a temple to the God King Zoram as you entered, as well as a number of other places that you have the opportunity to discover as you should you wish.
Greg would like to go check out the temple of the God King Zoram.
Okay.
Blix would like to do something for free because I'm poor.
I'm heading straight to the Tower of
Cool.
Power.
The academy.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have this conversation amongst yourselves? Like, are you guys gonna plan on like going places to any places together, or are you guys just kind of heading off on your own?
Does anybody want to come to
POP?
the temple?
I want to go somewhere where I can perhaps get rid of this dragon heart that I've been carrying around.
Perhaps market would be a
academy.
good place to start.
The
mean-
academy might be interested in that.
Yeah, I mean, probably has some. It's useful for some spells.
They could
or,
dissect
you know,
it or something.
Yep.
I
I don't
know.
have anything to sell, but I'll go to the TOP with Azazel.
power.
TOP.
The Tower of Power.
Oh, okay. I was like,
TOP.
Right to the top.
at the tippity top and only halfway up,
I
right?
mean, that's why I came here. Like,
Yeah.
Literally.
You're like, I'm whatever you guys are on, like this is ancillary.
Somebody roll
to
a
me.
dice for it so I can keep the predictions going. Somebody roll a dice.
What kind of dice?
Any
I'll do it.
something.
That's 10.
Evens. Thank you.
that's all.
Ah, dang it. I put all my money in.
Oh, I see.
Oh. I didn't realize that was a different prediction happening.
Yeah, you already won the other one.
Oh, I did? Oh, cool. I didn't know because there was a glitch that happened.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Oh,
All right. So are we splitting up or are we doing the Tower of Power first?
Well, I'm gonna address the Tower of Power first. So anybody who's gonna go, like Azazel's heading off in that direction, he's got a purpose. So as you guys see that, anybody who wants to go to the Tower of Power with him?
I'll do it. I want to go.
Okay.
Dave's not here.
Oh, where did he go?
not here, man.
Oh, he's back. And then, where are you going, Blixa? Or
I'm going to the TOP.
yeah, that's right. You already said going to the TOP.
Well, if everyone else is going to the TOP, I'll go to the TOP.
I'm a TLP. Yeah,
You down with TOP?
Yeah, like-
you know me.
Fine. I'm coming with everybody to the top, but I do want to make a stop at the temple.
Okay, you're like, I'm on my way to the temple. You see everybody else going like,
Aw,
I'm gonna go with
no,
you
it's
guys.
literally like I'm gonna go to the temple, and then everybody else goes the other way, and I'm just like, aw, and like kind of turn around and follow them with my head down.
Myself.
Yeah, I have fear of abandonment, man. It's complicated.
Okay, so everybody's going to the Arcane Academy.
Yeah.
As you walk towards, I mean, it's a very obvious. First of all, you're like, you guys leave the palace, and then you get back on that like teleporter thing and zoom,
Oh
get,
yeah,
like
that's right.
teleported back down to the bottom of the mountain, where you're now in the city proper of Zalara, and the Arcane Academy, the Tower of Power, as it is known, is very obvious. It rises above the tree, not tree line, the cityscape. It's a very thin building, right? Like, I mean, it actually looks like if you were to take like a staff of power, if you know what the staff of power looks like, it looks like a staff of power that has been turned into a giant tower. It stands hundreds of feet in the air, and there's just like a single entrance, very large entrance at the base. So as you guys approach and as you pass through the threshold, because everybody's welcome, they bar no one. As you pass through, you instantly see that it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. And you're now kind of in this very large lobby, very, very grand. Everything's made out of mithril and marble and platinum and the finest of metals and magical components. And you see things they're just kind of floating around, levitating. And in the back you see these large like elevators. Like you see like a cluster of teleportation circles and platforms, and then you also see these elevators that that are constantly going up and down the tower, and then it passes through kind of the ceiling, going up higher into the tower. as soon as you walk in, you're addressed by you're greeted by one of the aides, and they ask you, where you're going. Like, what do you seek? Well, welcome to the Arcane Academy. Where may I direct you?
Hi.
We're actually kind of hoping for a tour.
Yeah, I guess a tour would work.
I'll let him talk though.
No, yeah, we're here for a tour.
Oh, wonderful. I can get that set up for you right away. And as he's turning to like give you the tour himself, you see a person approach, and they say, my dear Willoughby, I will take this one. And you see a humanoid figure with short silver hair, kind of done in like a very, it's got like a cool little like
Coif.
design. Yeah, like a coif. Thank you. And they're wearing purple lipstick and purple nail polish. And then they have they're wearing spectacles, but the only part of the spectacles that you can see are like the glass lenses that just float in front of their eyes.
Oh, interesting.
And
Be
And
dope
my
having
phone.
glasses like that. As somebody who wears glasses. just floating frames.
yeah, floating.
No
the one-
contact
the-
lenses.
Yeah, there are no frames. It's just the lenses floating in front of their eyes.
That'd be
Um,
insane.
Contact free lenses.
and they're dressed in like a suit, but it's very very fancy. You got lots of really cool like magical adornments, and they cross their arm over their chest and bow to you gently and say, I am Seer Andros. The queen sent word that that a tiefling and others would be coming to the Arcane Academy, and that we should give them whatever they ask.
Whatever we ask
Yeah,
for.
give us all your money.
Well, whatever is within our power. But
Within reason.
we should treat you with the utmost regard.
Thank you.
So my name is Andros, and I will be taking care of you today. How may I help you?
Well, I guess we're interested in a generic tour. But I was curious, by any chance, do you have any crypts, or like, is there anything beneath the tower?
Like sub levels or
Everything is beneath the tower, and nothing is beneath the tower. But I know that's not the answer you're looking for.
I get it.
I'm not aware of any secret sublevels. There are lots of secrets here, but I'm not aware of any secret sublevels. And I have consulted with High Seer Ain, who leads the academy, and he assures me that there are no secret sublevels here either.
All right.
This is an oddball question. Do you accept, like, I don't know, things in like the biology division? I don't know if there's a biology division, but things like top of my head here, like a dragon heart or something like that, to be like donated for science.
Of course. I mean, we stutter.
Same.
We study all of the arcane schools of magic here. And I mean, there are, as high elves, we do have a particular affinity for divine magic and for the magic taught to us in the Song of the Stars. But yes, I mean, we use a lot of different magical components here, and a dragon's heart would definitely be a good specimen for study or for as a component in any one of the many different spells and rituals that we may cast here.
Amazing. I happen to have one that I would like to not have anymore. And I think you can help me with that.
Oh, I can definitely take that off of your hands. Are you offering it
Yeah,
as a donation to the university?
I was hoping to get something for it, but honestly, I just don't want it anymore. But at this point, it's been in my bag for almost 2 weeks now.
Unless we can figure out something I can make with it, man.
like the
And what kind of things would a dragon heart be used for?
very powerful magics. Dragons are one of the first creations of the gods, and they were once the keepers of the world, but they failed in their task, and that task was then given to the elves to care for the life on on the terrestrial on the mortal plane, on the material plane. And so that is but they are beings of rich and powerful magics, almost gods themselves. At least their ancient ancestors were, and so a lot of that magic lies hidden in, still lies within their bodies themselves. And so there are a number of powerful magics that while some you may be able to cast with other components, a dragon's heart will allow you to cast more powerful versions of those spells. So it's very, very popular in what we like to call upcasting.
Oh, I did not know that. So thank you for educating me. I feel like I'm in school already.
Like I am a teacher, so it's hard for, yeah, it's not a switch I can turn on and off.
Is there like a preferred way of preserving something like this so that it doesn't spoil, man? Because maybe upcasting sounds like my bag, man.
Normally you can store it in salts, or if you have access to any kind of like stasis spell, or the same way you'd freeze kind of, or like preserve any kind of meat, dehydration, freezing, stasis.
Cool, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. So did you want to donate a dragon's heart to the academy?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know about that.
I'm picking up on like Greg's I don't know, he seems to want it, so I say, well,
Picking up what you're putting down, man.
well, now that we know what it does, I think he has dibs. He's kind of our magic guy. So
With here, real quick, roll an insight check for me.
okay.
And tell me if it's evens or odds.
I love this game, Blixer.
I'm sorry.
Listen, it's a great way to get points if you're in chat. I'm just saying, watch
All
out
right.
for the predictions.
Okay, so
Are you
dice-
starting a numbers racket?
No.
Okay.
the
What
number
was it?
that hold on, the number on the dice is odds. I rolled a 3 on the dice. My insight total is 8.
8. Okay.
Right, but
Um,
the prediction, just to be clear, right, just to set this, the dice roll. That's
The
what it
dice roll is odds.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for establishing that. I love this game. Prediction result is odds. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun.
This
I
is
love
fun.
this.
It's a game
Okay.
within a game.
It is.
Within a game.
With that, you see kind of a flash of something that you cannot read kind of cross his face for a second. But you don't know what it means. You're just like, okay, that was kind of a weird look.
Okay.
And that's it. So, are Are you?
So
So
have-
you're thinking about keeping the dragon heart?
Yeah, maybe I'll contemplate it while we take that tour.
Okay, wonderful.
I want that
And
tour.
it's like, then please come this way. They, I apologize if I've misgendered them. I might have accidentally said he, but they are they them. And so they begin escorting you through the Tower of Power, the Arcane Academy. They show you the different teleportation circles. They gesture to one of the elevators, and they gesture for all of you to get in. As you do, that then rises up. It's kind of in like a tube, but it uses levitation magic to ascend. And as it passes through, you pass through a number of different floors. And they Andros begins to kind of explain what happens on each floor. There's a floor dedicated to each school of magic, but what you notice is that there's really just like while the lobby is bigger on the inside than the tower itself, this elevator really is just kind of within kind of that main area of the is like it's kind of like the central part of the tower is just kind of like the main lobby on each floor within the elevator. So like as you are passing through each room, it looks like each room is kind of small, right? Just like a few, like few like tens of feet, like anyway, like a regular size kind of like auditorium or like gymnasium room.
Oh, wow, okay.
But then there are like a number of different like portals, like physical portals that then hold magical portals. And some of those portals are active and some of them are not. And you see people going in and out, like popping in and teleporting to these floors and then walking through these portals. And Andros explains each one of our classrooms is housed in its own demiplane, where the instructors can then project whatever the lesson or material is, or transport the students into whatever reality that serves that particular lesson or lecture. And it also provides a safe space in order to practice the casting of magics, so without bringing harm to the physical plane.
That's awesome.
And then the higher levels are reserved for our most for those of us who have achieved the highest honors within the academy, the teachers and the seers and high seers, and high magisters of the Arcane Academy and other officials. In fact, unless there is anywhere in particular that you would like to go, I have been instructed to take you to one of our conference rooms on the higher levels. Is there anywhere, before we go there, is there anywhere in particular you would like to go? And he looks over at you, Azaziel, since you had specifically requested to come here.
Do you have any rooms in particular that have constellations on them? Or show the night sky?
Oh, we have many.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Oh, we have many. As high elves, we revere the stars. Ever since God King Zoram plucked the divine star from the heavens and used and taught us how to decipher the star song, we have looked to the stars for guidance in all of our magical endeavors. So the stars are very, very powerful and very personal to us as a people. And so I see that you being, I mean, with your tattoos, you must obviously have heard the star song and understand the power that the stars bring.
I actually have not.
What is the star song?
I vaguely remember only 3 months of my life.
Oh,
I
then
kinda
please
just-
come with me.
Okay.
Like and like he like presses like a button on the magical elevator, and the cylinder starts to actually descend to one of the rooms that you guys had visited before. But as it's traveling, he gestures to you to continue speaking. It's like, and sorry, I did not mean to cut you off. What were you saying?
No.
Sorry, they. Gosh, I misgendered it. I'm sorry.
good.
I'm bad. I'm a bad person. I'm trying. I know. Every time I do it, is there a way to just give free points to chat?
Oh God.
Not gold, but I think I don't know. Do we have other points set up?
I don't know. Okay. Every time I misgender Andros or Blixa,
Hmm.
you guys get an inspiration point for the group that can then be given to anybody. But you can only have one. You can still only have one. So use them or lose them.
Okay.
Is the DM wearing? Oh,
It's not up yet. Get your prediction in. Get your prediction in. You have seconds.
am I allowed to
Moment.
predict?
Yes, you are.
I feel like
Well, it's
I
over
should
now.
abstain. I have a conflict of interest. Okay.
It's over now. You can just DM. You can either say it out loud or put it in chat.
Hold on. I gotta fix something real quick.
I don't see
No.
it. Where are the results?
He's adjusting his summer sausage.
I am currently wearing some gym shorts. So
Yeah.
Not
They're
pants.
not
I don't know if
pants.
those count as pants.
Look at this pauper. Can't even afford long pants like the rest of us.
You're peeking. Stop getting so close.
Can't even
Wow.
afford long pants like the rest of us.
It's too freaking hot in Los Angeles. I don't know how anybody's wearing pants.
I have
right
my
now.
AC going, so I've got like my blanket.
dying, I'm
over me,
sweating.
and I got my pants. I got the best
Got my
party
jacket
pants.
on.
Well,
I'm wearing sweats and I'm getting a foot
I was gonna
massage
say,
and a
is
hoodie.
Zilla wearing pants?
I am. I'm wearing comfy pajama pants.
Yeah, but now you ruin the prediction.
Well, I didn't
But
know
they're-
you were gonna bring my pants into
They're-
it.
They're basically like socks for anybody else, but for her, they're pants.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm so short. They're actually. I'm
She just-
actually also wearing shorts.
She just slides her legs through like two sections of like finger gloves. She's like she's just wearing like a giant's finger glove. Like it's
Oh
like
my
flopping
God.
out. It's got like the other.
That's
other
my
three
secret.
holes
I'm always
flopping
just
behind
wearing
her.
finger gloves.
Dungeons and distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I also have a snuggie that I could just.
Larissa, it's not about you right now. It's about Azaziel.
Yeah, it is.
Um.
I'm getting comfy for story time.
Oh, okay. So he says, you guys get an inspiration point. They say that the
Star song.
yeah, so they had addressed Azaziel because they felt like they were cutting Azaziel off.
No, we're good to go. I'm following you. Star
Good.
song. Let's go.
Oh, okay. All right. So they stop you at a certain floor. Gesture free to go off. You get in the lobby. You go to one of the inactive portals. And it's like a solid piece of metal that has like all of these different intricate kind of designs and swirls and like different incantations have etched into it. He touches it. But
Hey.
Sorry. They oh my gosh, this is good training for me.
You're goddamn
Um,
right.
So
Phones are important, everybody. That's the
They
lesson
are.
we're learning.
they're very important. And as they touch the portal, touch the metal in the portal, and you don't hear it, but you can tell that they are speaking some kind of command word in their mind. It then that all of that metal swirls into a portal of magic, and specifically into dancing stars. And so as you I caught myself. They then gesture for you guys to walk through this portal and into outer space itself.
So basically, what I'm seeing is like it's the starting of shooting stars, and then I dive headfirst in, and it does that bwah, 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 as I'm just floating through the galaxy.
Is Shooting Stars, is that like a song or a music video?
It's a meme song music video.
Okay.
You just look it up on break. Just
Yeah, it's
All right, we'll do.
great.
The next time you get it wrong, I'm just gonna.
Oh,
Got him.
yeah. There's not gonna be a next time, but if there is, please do that.
Okay.
2 seconds
I'm
later,
ready.
He follow. Shit.
Yeah. Do you all go through the portal?
Yes. I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. They lock you in space. No. They,
End of campaign.
once
Everybody died.
Once everybody has walked through the portal, they follow behind you, and you see yourself standing in the middle of the cosmos. You have actually passed into a representation of the astral plane, and you can see all of the different stars and nebulas of the universe, of the cosmos. And Andros walks to the middle of the room and gestures, and as they gesture, there is your image begins to, you guys are zooming around the cosmos, and you're able to kind of view the different things that they bring to your attention. And
Sorry, that was accident.
and they address you and say, please quiet your mind's eye, close your eyes, and contemplate the universe. Can you hear? And try, because you don't hear the star song with your ears, you hear it in your heart and in your mind. And as you close your eyes, you feel them cast a spell very subtly. And you can feel the vibrations of the stars as they echo out through the universe, and that each star, you feel it kind of like the vibration first, and then you start to hear it as it resonates with you. And each star has its own resonating frequency and lets out a different note. And each one of those notes, and behind that note, as you draw your attention closer to that star, you can hear that there are many notes behind it, and that each star echoes its own orchestra out into the universe. And then as Andros makes another motion, you guys open, now that you can hear it, and you open your eyes, if you choose to, you see that you are zoomed up on one star very closely, and they are now bringing you kind of zooming out away from that star to now you see multiple stars in the system, and you can hear the planets, that each planet has its own resonant frequency and resonant orchestra. And as you back out even further, you can hear and feel just this overwhelming, we don't even have notes to describe the frequencies, all the frequencies that the universe is vibrating on, but you can feel that you've tapped into it. And as Andros continues to bring you further and further out and widen your view and expand your perspective, the song grows deeper and louder, and it's a very powerful kind of spiritual experience. And as you have this experience, each one of you receives a bonus. You recognize, like, as you're hearing this, all of you get a +1 to your intelligence for the foreseeable future, until for some reason you can no longer hear the star song. And And Andros asks you, "Can you hear?"
I do.
I
Azaziel.
now have a +1 to my intelligence.
Woo. Azaziel, as you are hearing the Star Song, you recognize that you've heard this song before. And it touches you on a deeper level than everyone else, where this feels very familiar, and it feels like coming home. And the shields that you've had with you since the very beginning, since you woke up, are vibrating and humming in response to hearing the Star Song. And your tattoos are actually glowing, even brighter than they have been before. You're kind of lit up like a Christmas tree right now,
Cool.
and you actually get to choose whether you want to take that +1 to your intelligence or if you want to take it to your charisma.
What if I'm already at 20 on charisma?
You can use this to go over 20.
Yeah, I'll do that. Not gonna have
Okay.
much effect, but 21.
Well, you can choose to do that or to receive an upgrade to your shield.
Upgraded the shield.
You want an upgrade to the shield?
Yeah.
All right. The shield will now provide you 1 additional AC when you use it as a permanent bonus.
Awesome.
Wow.
I dig it.
And with that, Andros, with another gesture, kind of lightly brings you out, and zooms you back in and changes the room so that you're now descending very quickly and like until you're in just a dimly lit, dimly room, and you can still feel the song subtly in your heart, but you can no longer hear it audibly. Like, that is the Star Song. And
I
God
mean,
King
hats
Zora.
off. Hats off, guys. I'm sorry. Cello, that was like I don't know if it was like the multitude of like Dave playing the music and you describing it. Like hats off, I feel like I need a cigarette. Like
Right?
like
No, hats off. I was actually really close to crying. Like
I know. I felt it like
I was just
got-
playing off of what you were saying, bro.
I'm like
I-
beautiful just doesn't seem like it's enough. Like it was great.
I got to throw that out to Dave. Like that music matched perfectly what I was hearing in my mind. And
All off the cuff,
seriously,
baby.
dude,
That's how we
like,
do it.
Oh my god.
I love you,
Love
and
you more,
this-
bro.
I love like this is just a moment that this was not planned. We literally just spontaneously created this moment. This is what D&D is all about for me.
This is what D&D Dungeons and Distractions. Woo! Love
Yeah.
those.
Yay.
It's just collaborative creativity, and it's just the fucking best.
Yeah. Helps have an IRL bard, eh?
Yeah, it does. It really does. And that is the Star Song, and our God King Zoram taught us how to tune into it. And ever since then, we have studied it, and the stars in general, and we look to them for guidance, as we are aware that many of the ancients did as well. With that, was there anywhere else that you wanted to go? We do have like I said, we have classes and for all the different schools of magic. If you have any inquiries or things that you would like to know about, I can definitely take you there. But I have been requested to take you to the upper floor. It is up to you.
I've been following this path. I woke up in the tomb, and it showed me the way to the Shrine of Alaric. And at the Shrine of Alaric, it led me here. So I'm just trying to figure out where I need to go next.
I wish I had that answer for you. Maybe, I mean, did the stars were you able to ponder that question? I mean, like whenever I am seeking guidance of this kind, I look to the stars, and I often find my answer. So I pray that they will give you the same answer or that they'll answer the question of your heart,
Okay.
as they often answer mine.
Thank you.
It's he then having kind of this personal moment with you. He's damn it. They feel closer to you, and they say, before we leave the room, and they bring up this, like, the image of the heavens again, right?
Mhm.
And they to show you, they say, it is customary among the elves that we are given a name when we are a child, and then when we become an adult, we choose our adult name. And for all those who are born, many, we all receive a gender at birth. Many of us, many humanoid races, such as ourselves. But I never identified with mine. But as I studied the stars, this was the question of my heart, and to know where I fit in the universe, where I belonged. And it was then that I learned that the stars do not have a gender, but it is their light that begets the heavens. And that is when I chose the name Andros, to show that it doesn't matter who you are, where you came from, but you get to choose how to shine your light. Now, I choose to shine my light as a teacher, as a person, and we each get to define our lives the way we want. So thank you for allowing me to show you the Star Song and to share my story with you.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be you.
It's been a pleasure as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing with us.
Where shall we go next?
Um,
To
I
the-
don't know. I don't think there's anything that can top that.
Oh, didn't we want to go to the temple maybe?
Well, we have to go to the conference
Well,
room, right?
before you leave the academy, I do need to take you to the upper level, to the conference room.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But is there anywhere you wanted to go before I took you there?
I can't think of anything.
Okay, then we'll be on our way. They dash you out of the portal and back into the elevator. You guys take this elevator to one of the higher floors of the TOP, the tower, the Tower Opawa.
We're going to the
TOP
TOP of the TOP.
You got it. You got it. And as you go in, as you go into the lobby, you see another one of those portals, but this one is already lit and is waiting for you. And Andros gestures after you. You guys,
All right.
I walked through.
I mean, yeah,
you
I follow.
You pass through this portal into another demiplane, and this one looks very. It looks like just a regular room with a big table in the middle, a round table, and in the middle of the table is an object that many of you recognize. Actually, no, only you recognize, Dave. And it is the Eye of Scrupulos.
The Eye of Scrupulos.
And as you walk in, you hear a familiar voice. Ah, my friend, Gruagok, as you are greeted by Professor Kerventus.
Oh, Professor, man, good to see you. I like how he's kind of a small guy, right?
Yeah, he's just a wee fellow.
Cool. So I guess like I go in for a hug, and I guess he like wraps around my leg, and I just like pat him on top of the head because that's about as far down as I can reach.
Yeah, he like jumps up and sits on your shoulder. It's like,
I
am I
love
here?
it. Oh yeah, man, you're all right. It's so good to see you again. How have been your travels?
Back off the mic, Dave.
How have your travels been, friend?
Oh, to be honest, I haven't traveled much. Ever since we found the Eye of Scrupulos, I have been trying to discern it and its power at the Archsage University on on the Isle of Scribes. However, I reached kind of an impasse where I just a wall, and I could not break through that wall. So I thought I would consult with my friends, the elves, who are masters of the stars, seeing how the ancient storm giants look to the stars in the fulfilling of their omens. That maybe the high elves would be able to shed more light on the situation. And oh, how they have! We have now together unlocked more of the power of the Eye of Scrupulos. And when the queen told us that you were in need of more information, I was happy to volunteer my services. So with that, let me tell you how the Eye of Scrupulos works. What ancient powers we've been able to unlock from it. As you know, from Greg Gruagok, my good friend, from the last time that you used it, you are able to cast the scrying spell at will while using the Eye of Scrupulos, which is amazing. It's also capable of many other divination spells like augury. You can cast many divination spells at will with the Eye of Scrupulos. However, one stipulation with using a scrying spell is that whenever you fail to scry whatever you're looking for, there's usually like a period where you can no longer scry that person for like 24 hours. We have found that by using the Eye of Scrupulos, its power is so great that you can fail 3 times before that 24-hour period is broken. And then he goes, but there's also one other thing we've recently learned it can do. And
But
I'm
wait,
very
there's
excited
more.
about this. He's like, if you are attuned to it, you can ask it any question, 3 questions per day, and it will answer those questions truthfully.
Any
So-
question?
Any question.
What is the meaning of
So-
life?
So, I am attuned to the Eye of Scrupulos, and you may, any of you, so I'm ready to use its power at your command. If you would like, so we can use the scrying spell to look anywhere in the world for something that you need. We could also, and then I will give today's 3 questions to you. You can ask 3 questions of anything in the world, and receive a truthful answer and truthful answer from the knowledge of the stars to the best of the knowledge of the stars.
Can we huddle
Yep.
before we do these
Oh yes,
questions?
please. We've got as much time as we need. Talk amongst yourselves, whatever you want.
Huddling.
Power
Oh yeah, we
or,
could.
or Valdarin
I was gonna ask why
or
he can't.
Cyrellin.
I was gonna ask why he can't remember anything. Pointing at Azaziel.
Yeah, no, that's no. So
but those
we're all
are
huddled.
probably better
We're all
questions.
huddled, and then my wings are over us as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
So Azaziel.
Yeah.
Staff of Power, Cyrellin.
We need to ask where those are, where they are exactly, so we can go find them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody agree?
Yeah.
Greg?
Professor Caventus is in the huddle too. Like he pops up in between you guys' legs.
What are you guys talking about?
So he's like, yeah, I mean, don't forget you can scry at least 3 times, possibly more, as long as you don't fail too many times to try to find the object of your desire. So don't forget that you can use that as information as well. It might, depending on what you're able to find doing that, you might be able to save yourself a question.
This music.
It's
What's-
exciting, isn't it?
Okay, it's good. Yeah. Freaking hell. This
So-
music.
So, but did the queen say Cyrellin had the staff of power or no? We're just trying to find
No,
Cyrellin.
I think she said something along the lines of the staff is south, he is south. She didn't really specify where. She just said like for the I didn't get to write it down. Some forest.
Okay, cool. Anyways, okay. So I mean, but those 3 questions are we fine with?
Yeah.
Staff, Cyrellin, what's up with
Well,
Daisy?
okay. The 2 we can use, 2 of those we can do scrying things, which won't take into the questions thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's scry the staff.
Okay.
Dave, you're
Dave,
a lovely genius. Fucking love you.
Dave, I don't know if you know this. You're a musician.
It's really sad because I
Hey,
can't
you
hear it at all,
make
and that means
noises.
chat can't hear it.
Really?
Really?
I hear it very
What is
faintly.
that
I
about,
don't know
Nolan?
why.
You got to be able to do something about that.
Oh my
I've-
gosh, we thought we were sharing this whole beautiful experience with chat.
I've
I'm
tried
so
to figure
sorry.
it out.
Yeah,
on
that's what I
Zoom.
thought too. I don't understand like why I won't hear it. Like, there's got to be something on your end because everyone else hears it here.
I don't know what it is. Like, there's no volume setting on Zoom.
Can't hear any of that.
No.
Chat, can you hear any music right now?
Any
Arrowcat said
orchestral chords.
they hear it very faintly.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
Roland, do you have your speaker on Zoom as crisp?
No. I mean, there we go.
Sorry, I'm just eating in front of you all. I am
Are
starving.
you
right
working
now.
now? You can hear it now?
Yeah,
So
Oh.
what was going on?
the video broadcast.
Bruh, killing me. Bruh, I'm dead now. R.I.P. That beautiful moment that we had,
Arrowcat,
nobody even got to hear. That beautiful
Yeah.
We
moment
did
earlier,
though,
that's gone.
so
You know
I
what?
did,
We were there.
and it made me feel like I needed a cigarette, Dave, okay?
I actually rolled up a cigarette for bio break, which should be right about now, so that I could have one after that whole experience. It was that spiritual.
Thanks, Arrowcat. Wait, can Rooster still not hear it?
Oh,
Arrowcat
Yeah.
can't. Rooster,
Yeah,
Arrowcat
well,
can.
It's now registering on my OBS.
Okay.
Okay. What's the first
Siggy.
question we're gonna ask?
interesting. Interesting, civilian.
all right. So
Sigillian?
I guess this is gonna go into like the scrying bit.
I guess
But-
do it. Dave mentioned about break. Do we want to do that now before we start asking questions again in the next part of the,
Maybe.
Yes.
or do we want to skip the bio break?
I don't want to skip. I have to.
Okay. If we're not going to
Bio
skip
break.
it, then we should do it now. So,
All right. Cool.
all right, we will be back at 7:16.
Cool.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody.
Are we here? Oh,
We're all here. All five of us.
DM, roll your dice. Roll it.
okay. Ooh, I'm gonna do a D20. I know you can't see this one, but I like it. All right. What's the prediction?
Is it evens or odds?
Does it have to be binary like that? Could we just have them guess what number? I rolled?
Non-binary
No, 'cause
numbers.
you
Just
can't
say
get-
what it is.
You can't get 20. You like it's not 20. It's not 20.
There aren't 20 options that they can select.
Right. It's 2 options. Evens
Only
or odds.
2? You
You're
can't
peeking
add
a little
more.
bit, Lexa.
Huh?
You're a little loud.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I got excited.
You were you were right here, and
Yeah,
we were
I know.
all there with you.
No, the predictions is just like a versus.
Okay. All right. Well, then it
Yes
is
or no,
even.
basically.
I want some polls up in here. I want like,
You don't
10
get, You don't get
options.
points for polls.
or at least 3 or 4. Oh, okay. I see what it is.
Gambling for channel points.
I mean, even a multiple choice test has 4 answers. Come on. All right. We are back.
This is a true or false.
So you guys are in the conference room of the Arcane Academy, and what are the things you want to scry? You can fail a scry. So you guys can keep scrying as much as you want, but until you fail 3 times. Once you fail to scry 3 times, then you'll no longer be able to scry, and you get 3 questions that you can ask the universe, the stars, and it will answer. I will let you know there are, some of those answers may be vague, if they absolutely need to be, but the universe will do its best to give you the best answer it can. But it will be truthful. Whatever it says will be truthful.
Well, I'd like to let's start by trying to scry where
Cyrellin?
Cyrellin is.
Okay. All right. Now, do you have any kind of connection to him? Something that we could use to kind of strengthen the anything that strengthens your attachment to him specifically?
I want to hold
It will
up.
make the spell easier to cast.
I will hold up the symbol of the Oath of the Ancients and say
He should have one of these.
Oh, very good. Let me see that.
And,
And what were you
his-
saying, Azaziel?
Same thing. It was probably the amulet.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Very good. I'm rereading the scrying spell. So the way it works is you can see and hear a particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you. The target must make a wisdom saving throw, which is modified by how well you know the target and the sort of physical connection you have to it. If a target knows you're casting the spell, it can fail the throw voluntarily if it wants to be observed. So you get a different modifier based on your connection to them. So if you have your knowledge of him is secondhand, see, firsthand you met. Oh, let's see. Why do you get a -5 if you know it? Oh, is that the modifier to their? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to use the spell correctly. I don't cast a lot of scrying spells as a rogue. On a successful save, the target isn't affected, and you can't use the spell again for 24 hours, except for this, the thing that you can fail 3 times with this.
Sure.
On a failed save, the spell creates an invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target. You can see and hear through the target, or through the sensor, as if you were there. The sensor moves with the target, remaining within 10 feet of it for the duration, and a creature that can see invisible objects sees the sensor as a luminous orb about the size of your fist. Instead of targeting a creature, you can choose a location you have seen before as the target of the spell. When you do, the sensor appears at that location and doesn't move. All right. So yeah. Okay. So the modifiers to the save of the person or thing or location doing it. So yeah, you guys have secondhand knowledge of him. So it is going to increase the DC of the roll, but because you have that connection, it's going to make that easier. So, all right, this will be a DC 13 roll.
Okay.
In order to successfully scry the location of
The intended.
of Cyrell, right?
Okay.
That's what you guys are going for. So,
Yeah.
who wants to roll it?
I would like to roll it and use my inspiration
Okay.
because I want to find him. And it's just a flat roll, or am I adding anything?
It's just a flat. Let's see. Because I've made it a DC now, so that you guys can roll for it. So I'm doing this backwards. Because yeah, normally it would have a spell. Okay, so yeah, it would be. So it's going to be the. Sorry, I'm.
It doesn't matter if it's a flat roll. I just.
Yeah, I know. I just want to make sure it's fair. All right, yeah, we'll do this. It's a DC 13, and then you get a. You have second knowledge. Yeah, no, it's just a flat roll.
Okay. Oh, I'm glad I used my inspiration. It is a 16.
A 16. Okay. So as you guys are scrying, you remember the Eye of Scrupulos is the eye of a storm giant that has been crystallized inside of this glass sphere. And so as you cast the spell, as Professor Carventus casts the spell with all of your help, the Eye of Scrupulos. Can we turn the music down just a little bit, Dave?
How's that?
Thank you. Yeah,
Lower.
that's good. Thank you, buddy.
A little
Oh,
too
lower.
low for me, too.
How's that?
That's better.
That's good.
And now it's gone. Okay. With that, the eye it's looking up as it sits on a stand on the desk on the circular table, and it projects this image first of the stars onto the ceiling. And this room has been enchanted to magnify that projection. So now the walls have taken on this projection. So very similar to standing in the other room, you're now standing within the projection that the Eye of Scrupulos presents.
So cool.
So you guys are starting in space, hurling through the stars at faster than light. And then you come to the material plane. You zoom in down through the sky, see the continent that you're currently on of Arvoluthel, and then you see Zalara, and then it goes to the south. And then as it continues to the south, you guys can see kind of the path that you need to take. There's a wood that is like a forest just north of the forest of Valakin. So it's south of Zalara. It's in between you guys and the forest of Valakin, and it's close to the coast. And it is it's the Lost Wood. And in there, as it zooms down, you see kind of a vague location of where you need to go in this wood. But then as it gets closer, you see where the wood kind of goes into a valley. The forest goes into a valley and it opens up into kind of a clearing. But then the sensor hits something and the vision goes out. So you guys have a very kind of clear path to the Lost Wood. You know where it is at to the south, and then you need to go to this specific valley. But something there is preventing further divination magic from giving you a more accurate depiction.
I say that's good enough for me. I think we've got a pretty good place to start. He probably has something surrounding him, preventing him from being scryed. So I'd say that worked.
Okay. Okay. So now, I mean, is there anything else you guys wanted to scry, or
Oh, yes.
any questions you wanted to ask?
I would like to scry next where the staff of power is.
The staff of power. There are many staffs of power.
No, like the one that let me
Staff of the
Zoram's
Divine
staff
Star.
of divine star.
Ah, Zoram's staff of the divine star. Okay. All right. Please roll.
Dave roll. Let's everybody
Yeah.
has a let's
I'm
Yeah,
gonna make this
oh,
roll
yeah, I
with
wanna bring it up.
advantage using my my inspiration.
Thank
I
you,
can do
Blixa.
that, right? Is that kosher?
Well, yeah,
I can do
using your
that?
inspiration. Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
That's
Okay,
what I
cool.
did.
Cool.
Is this still?
What kind of check is this, or like what modifier?
It's just a flat roll.
Is
the
there a
higher is better.
DC?
That is.
Oh, yeah.
To this one?
The DC on this one is a 20.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm not even close. I got an 8 and a 2.
Oh. Well, we
If
failed
you
once.
add those together, you're halfway there. Okay. Yeah. So you guys have one fail, but you can fail 2 more times before the Eye of Scrupulous will stop working.
Grugok
Um,
Mulagok. Sorry, look at the
chat has decided a question that we need to ask.
Oh.
Where is Randall Stagg?
Mhm.
Or who?
Or what? Or why?
It is
Or
up to you guys. So
when.
you guys get 3 questions. So you can take it from chat. You can take it whatever 3 questions you guys as a group collectively want to come up with.
All right, we need to ask this very carefully, like we would with like a wish spell, because we want to
Yes.
get the right answer here. And it can't be like a 2-part question.
Foxy Mare throws a Pokeball. Ah, yeah.
Or how? We forgot how.
Who, what, when, where, how, why. Those
And
are
how
your-
much?
and how much. And who done it?
So I guess
Hold on. So let's.
so let's.
So yeah.
we're still
yeah,
trying to
sorry.
scry here.
I mean, you guys can go in whatever order you want, but
Yeah. All right. I guess, but we do have one fail on the scry thing.
yeah, you do. And
Okay.
Professor Cameron just kind of looks at the group, goes, "What questions do you guys have? Or what would you like to scry?"
I have a question, but I want to. I mean, I looked at Azazel. I'm like, I don't know if it's okay if I ask it, but I want to know why you can't remember anything
Can I ask
from
that
before we
question?
met you.
Can do we want to ask that right
What?
now, or is
Yeah.
there anything else we want to ask?
I don't know, man. You had the stars tattooed on you. I think you're important somehow,
Yeah,
and I'd like to find out for sure if that's true.
well, like we got questions. Like I can ask it in a. Like, I'm okay waiting.
You're just saying we could ask some other time.
No, not ask some other time, but like, isn't there like more pressing stuff we have to ask for first? Like, we can save that for the end.
All right.
Yeah. Arrowcat brought up a good point that with the scry and a DC of 20, we likely won't find the staff, but we could use it as a question.
Oh.
Yeah, because you'd have to roll. I mean, you do have advantage on the roll, like when you guys use your inspiration, right? So, I mean, yeah, you're right. It is a slim chance, but it is possible. It's not one of those things. I'm like, I'm making it impossible. So like, no, but it is hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to ascertain that knowledge without this magical artifact or some other
Sure.
very powerful magic.
Maybe we should ask that question because we need to know where that is. Does everybody agree with that, or should we keep trying to scry for it?
No, I say that should be one of our questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay,
how
where?
about somebody besides I love you, Zilla, but
No,
I
yeah,
wanna
no,
give-
I'm
I-
talking too much.
yeah, like I want to give everybody else airtime. So who feels particularly strongly about that question and wants to ask it?
Well, I'm gonna It's a high DC to scry.
Lexa was the one that
right?
said we should make it a question. So, Mhm.
I mean, it's possible. I mean,
It's a 20, but I mean, if anybody's gonna roll a 20, it's gonna be Nolan.
Try.
I think it's
Because
worth it using it as one of the questions.
I mean, here's the thing though. What else are we trying to scry for?
I don't
So
think we
if
need
we
to
can
scry
get it by
anything
scrying,
else.
why waste a question?
Well, what I'm
I think we
saying
should
is
go
that
through
might-
that.
We might have better luck because it's such a hard scry asking a question.
I would like to burn through the scries first because what else are we trying to scry here? Do we need to scry anything else? I guess is my question to the group.
I want to try to scry for the staff.
okay. So Azazel, you're gonna scry for the staff.
Yeah.
Do you have an inspiration point you can use?
We do have an inspiration point for the group.
You do because of the misgendering crisis.
Oh yeah, I did that so often.
I
Everybody
do-
should have had at least one inspiration point coming into this
I do.
encounter.
And I do have a hero point.
Okay. Oh, you also have a hero point.
That's
Yeah, you can add that to any roll.
And is that before the roll or after?
So it is after,
Okay.
but before the result of the roll is determined.
Okay. Let's do it.
So before you tell us
Azazel.
what it is.
Azazel, as you kind of step forward to scry, your tattoos begin to glow, and you see the Eye of Scrupulos kind of respond to the glow of your tattoos,
Mm-hmm.
and in that it starts to glow dimly before it even starts to project anything. You get a +2 to your roll.
Ooh.
Mr. Constellation Man
Actually, hold on.
gets a +2.
Yeah, you get a +2.
All right, and it's a flat roll plus the 2.
Flat roll plus the 2. And you're using inspiration?
Yes, I am.
Prediction. This is a good one.
Gotta find the right dice. Gotta be a star one, like
Ah.
a blue one.
I think
Boom.
looks. I think we should roll a prediction right now on if you think he's gonna make this or not.
The prediction of if you're gonna roll a d20 is really funny because it doesn't matter what's on it, just roll the d20.
All right, I'm gonna roll. And what does the hero point do
Are
again?
you going to use your hero point?
Say what's that again?
What does the hero point do again?
It's a D6. Think of it like a permanent bardic inspiration at a D6, but you can also use it to turn a failure when you're making death saving throws. You can use it to turn a failure into a success.
I'm gonna use the hero point.
Okay.
All right. The D20 was a 16. That was on the dice.
Okay.
The
Uh-huh.
D6 was a 3. That makes it a 19. The +2 makes it a
Uh-huh.
21.
+2.
It does. All right. And specifically, you guys are trying to scry the staff of the divine star.
Yes.
Where is it?
Where is it? Okay. As you once again see that projection where you guys are standing, and it echoes throughout the room. Everything is brighter as if the saturation got turned up because of the extra energy in the Eye of Scrupulos right now, because of Azazel's odd connection with it. And you're flying through the stars. You see the continent. You come down through the sky, you're looking at the path actually looks very, very similar. Where as you're going, it goes to the south, and it at the Lost Woods, but then once it hits the Lost Woods, it banks and it starts turning east, and it heads back through back east and then up into the Land of Desolation.
Oh shit. Does it keep going do we get to the staff?
So as it was passing from the thank you. As it's passing through from the Lost Wood through as it's passing east before it went up to the Land of Desolation, you saw another tomb, very similar to the one that you guys saw where you guys met Azazel. You see a crypt there, and then like it passes that, and you can see like in the mind's eye, like it passes through, like it looks like the Staff of Power, but it is made out of black onyx, and it's just alone in the middle of the Locken Forest. And then from there it heads up north to the Land of Desolation. But you don't see, you just as it has like the sensor that you guys are looking through, that you're zooming through, it shows you the crypt, and then it zooms out again, and you just see kind of like the star stroke kind of show you, like kind of flash up generally to the Land of Desolation.
I think General Valdarin might be getting close. That's what I got from that. Okay. So just from what we know of the lay of the land, would it be quicker to get to the staff from here, or quicker to get to Cyrellin?
Although you've been able to scry, kind of, you don't have a specific location in the Land of Desolation. You just know that there's some connection, because there's some connection between the staff and the Land of Desolation, but there's also a strong connection to.
But we saw
to
the
that.
crypt.
To the crypt. So it could be in either of those locations. Like, because when you use the scrying spell, like it's based on kind of like your connection to it, and so it landed on like the kind of the three different areas that it was most strongly connected to.
Okay. Damn. I'm glad we scried for that.
We have one more scry.
Well,
actually,
no.
I mean,
Oh.
We have as
you
many
can fail 2 more scries, so you can
Yeah.
scry as many times as you want until you fail 3 times.
Could we try to scry Valentis?
We can see how it's doing. See if it still stands.
Might be give us an idea of how much of a timeline we have.
Okay. Yeah, let's scry Valentis. Or the capital.
All right, who wants to roll that one?
Is my
I will.
+2? Okay. Yeah, Blix, I can do it. Fine.
Okay.
I just rolled
yeah,
a d20, right?
yeah. Your connection to the stars only granted you a bonus for 1 roll. So
Got it.
And I'm going to use my inspiration.
okay.
Ooh.
All right, it's gonna be. Oh, sorry.
It-
Did you roll it already?
Yes, and it legit went on the 20 and then rolled over. So it was not 20. It is 14.
Oh, okay. This one was a DC 10, especially because you are you grew up in Valencia, and you're very familiar with it. So there wasn't any additional penalty there.
I grew up in Valentis, so
Yeah, you grew up in Valentis. So if either of you had rolled, like, you were gonna get the same DC.
Cool.
What you see is that the elves have taken Valentis, but from there's a campaign, and the sensor zooms in on King Darius and Archduke Dougherty, but now High General Dougherty, Blix's father, who is now over all the armies of Valentia. And the elves have taken the capital and removed them from the capital. They had to give it up, and they're now at Cornwall as their seat of power, fighting against the elves. So you see that King Darius still lives, but Archduke Dougherty has been promoted and is now general over all of their forces, and the Valentis has been lost. And then there are battles kind of being waged. They're holding a line along kind of the northern, it's now kind of the south versus the north. Like the Valentis itself has been taken, and so from there the elves are launching kind of missions out into the rest of Valentia.
Okay. That's a lot to take in.
And over Valentia, since you guys now have reference for this, they have those rods that you guys were preventing them from putting on the gates. Now that they are in control of Valentis, you see those rods on each one of the gates, and it's projecting this magical barrier over Valentis.
Oh God.
And you can, I can't remember if you guys know what that does or not.
I don't think we ever really learned what it does because we just stopped
We
it.
did not.
It's like, yeah, did I I can't remember. Did I ever tell you what it did? Like
No.
from some other source of information?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Well, Andros, who is also in the room with you, sees that barrier and says, "It's going to be awfully difficult for the Queen to send a message. We'll have to find another way. She'll have to find another way to get a message to them, because anything within that barrier, it will disable all divination magic that tries to look inside of it. It will also prevent any kind of teleporting in or out. So any teleportation circles that we would have sent messengers to in order to give them a speedy reply, we'll have to send them somewhere else."
Would it work underneath the city?
Not for. Well, depends.
I hats off. As Zilla, the rogue master thief, would I know of any underground in and outs of the city?
Yeah.
All right. I may have a way in.
Well, I mean, it looks like from this that the capital has been taken. So there, I mean, unless you guys are gonna go assault the capital right now, there probably you don't need a way in. But I mean, if you ever were to go back, that would be going underground might be an entry point.
And
But-
does it look like it's just over the city? It's like it's just
It looks like a blue bubble.
okay.
It's kind of what it looks like is like from each of the 4 gates, you have those rods, and then like arcs of power shoot up from the like these blue crystal rods, and then meet in the middle, and then from there, a blue shield is kind of energy has encircled the capital of Valentis.
Okay. Oh man. Did you said we saw the king. So the king is in Cornwall?
Yeah, the king is now in Cornwall with Lord Dougherty,
Okay.
Did we
which
try to
sits at
scry-
roughly the center of Valencia.
Did we try
Damn,
to
okay.
scry the Baroness or the Duchess of the one town we were in?
Of the harbor.
yeah.
I was gonna say Cold Harbor. That wasn't it. It was
Crestport.
Crestport. That was it.
Yeah.
Probably know her fate.
can. Scrying everyone today.
Yeah, you guys have met her, so there would be no additional penalty.
We met her.
No, you didn't meet her. You would have, but you haven't. So your knowledge of her is secondhand, which means it will be a more difficult role. But let's see.
I can roll this one.
But you know
don't
her
know that-
likeness.
Yeah. I mean,
Since you know her likeness and you've been told of her, that penalty will be reduced, so it will be a DC 13.
it was your idea. You roll it. I have a different. I'll do the Randall Stag one.
15 on the dice.
15 on the dice. Okay. Yes, you see that Mercedes, what was her last name? Crestport.
And I find it first.
Mercedes Silva, Archduchess Mercedes Silva of Crestport, Warden of the East, Master of Trade and Diplomacy. You see that she is in Crestport, that she is they
Sorry.
there are she does have her defenses set up. She doesn't have as many as Cornwall does, and some of her defenses have been lent to her by Cornwall, and you can see that there's some tension between the forces lent by Cornwall and her kind of her own guard and protective forces. You kind of glean in on like a moment of her arguing, trying to understand, other she's also hearing the complaints of other elves who are trapped in Valentis or in Valencia and want to get away from the war and want to go home. But because of the trade embargo and the travel embargo, she's no longer allowing anything from their port to leave, and they have to leave towards Zalara. You do have you can see that they're like smugglers and stuff that will try to run. There's a market for that, but overall kind of tension is high in Crestport, as she's trying to do her best to manage the situation. She's trying to be fair, but she's trying to keep her people safe. But it looks like Lord Dougherty is his forces are of a different opinion.
Mm.
Surprise.
Right.
Okay. I would like to scry Randall Stag.
Okay.
If he's in the room, I'm gonna be so pissed at you. All right. Did we use the group inspiration?
So there is no group inspiration. Basically what it was, every time I misgendered Andros,
Oh, somebody gets one.
the group got one, but so then you guys started this, everybody had one.
Got it.
But yeah, so you're good. So if you've used yours, you've used it.
Fine then.
Does anybody want to, I guess he has come after you the most, Larissa. It would be fair for you to
Yeah.
all right, so let me determine.
I know the way he speaks.
Yeah,
I know the look on his face, even though his face changes. I have his
Yeah, you
dagger.
guys-
I know his hatred toward me well.
Okay, this is going to be a DC 15 because you know him well, but
I already
there are other forces at play.
rolled And it is a 15.
Whoa. Okay. All right. This one's going to be interesting.
We turn around and the Ambrose goes,
Roll initiative.
you guys, once again, it starts in space. You see the projection comes down onto the continent of Arvoluthel. But at this time it actually goes west to Zalara. And
Of course it does.
And you see, and then it kind of gets there, and you can't see any further there. But before it disappears, it flashes. You see a flash of an image, and it looks like in this image you see a room full of pods, and inside of each one of these pods is a Randall stag. So it didn't quite know how to answer your question, so it showed you.
It showed me the Matrix.
It's like, which Randall stag did you want to see?
Well, now I have 1,000 more questions.
I mean, I know what that means.
Oh, what is? Oh, do
Actually,
enlighten us, please.
hold on.
Actually,
I'm gonna see if I would even know. Yeah, that's a 19. I
do
would
in
say.
fact.
Would I know like what the clone spell does?
Yeah, you can be aware of the clone spell.
There's a clone spell.
There is a spell where you create another vessel for your soul to go in after you've passed on. So as
Oh
soon as
my god, that son
one
of a
form would
bitch.
die, another one of these cases would break. So the best thing that we could do is find those cases and destroy them all.
Yeah, let's scry where that room is. Well, we already know that there is a clone here in Valentis, which sucks. But where's the room?
Okay.
Where's the room?
It's a DC 20.
Of course it is. Damn it. Come on, baby. Ah. It's a 2.
Okay, that's
Now, if
your
only I
second
had
failure.
a 0 at the end.
Does Grugok have anything he wants to scry?
I don't think he does. Like I've been trying to like rack my brain for anything. Grugok's kind of really been in the moment lately.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's part of that barbarian nature, kind of starting to attune to his surroundings and being present to it instead of constantly meditating on whether or not an action was right.
Is he curious about where his family is?
Not really. He's kind of into this right now. He knows that his family is fine, unless they aren't, which I don't think really occurred to him. He's been kind of enjoying his Rumspringa. But I guess Greg could scry his family. Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm not trying
No,
to force
I
you
kinda
to.
wanna
I
know
just,
what is
wanted
the Wandering Woods up to? Where are they located right now?
Okay. You're very familiar with it. It's going to be a very easy roll. It'll be a DC 10.
Great. That's a 3.
No. No. That sucks. Ah, I really wanted to give that to you too. Okay. Yeah, you see the projection kind of flicker.
Holy
and
crap.
and then it doesn't go anywhere.
Sorry.
What happened?
Clone is an 8th level spell.
Oh yeah.
Why are you looking
I didn't
that up?
realize he was that strong. I was just looking at like how
Cheater!
strong is that spell?
Cheater. Do you just
Shun.
look up all the
Shun the
monsters in the monster
non-believer.
manual whenever I tell him? Yeah.
No.
Shun. No, it's okay. I mean, I figured like,
I
Yeah.
just wasn't expecting it to be 8th level. Jeez.
Are you kidding me? Like,
Wonder
that's-
I've never heard of it. I've never gotten that far.
Okay, so yeah, that was your final failure. So no more scrying. You guys are down to your 3 questions.
All right.
All right, where are we starting?
Oh, Gabriel Zeos, what's Gronk up to? He could be a useful alliance, right? Miss Gronk, strong like Gronk,
Strong.
Strong like
Grunk,
Gronk.
grunk.
Strong.
strong like Gronk. That's what it was.
All right, cool.
I feel like I've talked a lot, but
Who
I
am
do
I?
want to.
Yeah. Kind of. What are your pull together? What do you guys go? Who am I? Is
Yeah.
Who am
Who
I?
am
And
I?
I don't mean my name.
Who
Have you seen that
am
movie?
I?
Yeah, who
is
is
that
he?
the question?
That is my
Do you-
question.
Yeah,
are-
who
are
who
we
is
leading off with that?
Azazel really?
Ooh. Okay.
I've seen that Jackie Chan movie. Who am I? It's quite good.
Who am I?
Yeah. Who am
I'm Spider-Man.
I?
I'm Batman.
All right. How to answer this one? I expected it to be a little more specific than that. Okay. You ask. So Professor Ventus goes, all right, is that the question you're gonna ask? I'll turn it on. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna utter the keyword, and then it's going to glow, and then whatever is said while it's glowing will be the question that the stars answer. And then I will release the energy and it will answer the question. Okay. So like, let me know when you're ready, and
Here's-
then I will turn it on.
Here's what I want you to ask.
It's Azazel's turn.
I know. I was going to phrase the question better than just.
Well, it's Azazel gets.
She
to
likes
phrase
to
the
control
question.
my life.
I noticed.
Well, he can't ask who am I because it'll answer who he is. So I want you to ask it more specifically.
No.
Faith.
No, I activate it, and then anybody can ask the question.
Oh, I thought
So
you,
whoever-
because you were attuned to it, you asked the question.
I understand your and I mean to yell at you, but I didn't want Azazel. I didn't want to confuse it. So we're of a like mind. So yes, once I turn it on and it glows, we need to make sure that we don't interrupt who's ever asking the question, because then it will confuse the stars, or the stars will not be able to communicate a clear answer to us. With that, so are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. He utters a word he says the word scrupulous, but in giant. And then as he says that, it starts to glow.
Who am I?
He releases the energy. And as he releases the energy, as the hive scrupulous is glowing, that energy bursts through the room and emits a projection. You are once again standing. Well, you would be standing amongst the stars, but you're in pitch black. You see a flash of the stars, and then the room is pitch black. You can't even see one another. And you hear the screams and the horror and the bloodshed. And you see this dark silhouette of a figure with wings cutting down people and like pulling out their entrails. And you see demons coming out of the darkness attacking you. And this figure fells each and every single one of them over and over and over again, rising and gaining power each time that they do. And then you hear a rumble and a voice, but you can't hear what it says. And then you burst through, and so then now the vision changes, and there's a flash of light, and you see a baby that has this purple skin and these wings, and is held in the arms of a loving human mother, and she's singing lullabies to it, and you feel this overwhelming sense of love and nurturing, of a feeling that is so foreign but so comforting, and something that you've never experienced before. And then you see more flashes of bloodshed and war, and you see yourself, but you as an adult, but you're not covered in stars. You don't have the tattoos that you have now. And as a young adult, you're walking and you're holding a sword made of black energy and this black onyx, and you're walking towards a light. And then it flashes and you're floating amongst the stars. And you hear a voice. And this is the voice of a woman, but not your mother. And it says, "There you are. Who are you?"
Like, it's fully asking me a question back.
I mean, it says, you say that and like the vision ends.
Okay.
That's just like, sorry, it was rhetorical, but
Cool beans.
Okay.
okay. We got 2 more questions. That was intense.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is tough. A billion questions in my mind. It's just a matter of narrowing them down and wording them properly. And I can't take up all the questions.
But
You
I mean,
should-
you can ask, yeah, does Blixa, Dave, or Blixa, Greg, do you guys have questions that you want to ask? Because if you don't have any, then I mean, but I want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to collaborate.
Muted, Dave.
Oh, I gotta cross-check my notes.
This Randall Stag guy keeps coming after me. I really want to know where that clone room is.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt to destroy that room like sooner than later, eh?
Yeah. I also want to know why the heck this dagger I'm carrying around is so dang important that he wants it back.
Yeah.
like
Maybe that dagger could destroy the clone center.
Yeah, I can't think of a single question.
All right. I want to know where that room is.
Okay. Let me. Blixa, do you have a question? Do you want to ask?
We can go with that first. I'm
Okay.
researching.
Okay. Cool. Just make sure. All right. Larissa is Professor Commander goes. Okay. Well, wonderful. Larissa, it is your turn. We shall. Are you ready? Let me know when you're ready. He didn't say Larissa. He
Yes.
said Zilla. Zilla,
Yes.
whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Okay. And he says Scrupulous and Giant, and the eye of Scrupulous begins to glow.
Where is the location of the room that contains the clone pods of Randall Stagg?
And then he closes his hands, and there is a that as the energy releases, it projects that projection into the room, and you see the you see like the continent of Arvoluthel, and then you see you're falling through the sky directly down at the center of it, into the Rocktooth Mountains, and
What?
then the vision cuts out.
Okay. You can ask your question now. I'm dealing with my own terror.
I hope
Um,
that was helpful. Any other questions?
Nobody has anything. I have one more. It's more
I
of a-
mean, I have one, but I mean,
Go ahead.
amongst ourselves. I mean, like, where will Aberoth return?
Oh,
That's
we've had two
that's a-
dealings
that's a good one.
with
Eh.
the Kraken and then the demons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
Right.
question. I wouldn't have thought of that. It's a better
Yes.
question.
The Aberoth spoke to you?
More so thralls.
I
of
mean,
Aberoth.
not directly, but yeah.
More or less keeps indirectly speaking to us, saying that he'll
Mhm.
return
Oh, how did he speak to you?
like this. But I could understand it. I feel
Through-
like my poor attempt at like abyssal or demonic language, whatever.
Yeah. Through a dragon turtle, through a demon, slowly slipping through the ether. The message keeps coming back. And it changes
different
slightly
ways.
each time.
Mhm.
Okay. I think you guys are misremembering something, so I just want to correct you as a DM so you guys don't go down the wrong path. So
Nixilis?
yes.
Oh,
The dragon turtle and the Kraken, they said Nixilis sends his regards, not Aberoth.
There's two.
and did the demons say Aberoth? Or
Whoa.
no, that was Nicholas. All right, yeah, it's just been too long that
think it was
I heard
Nixilis.
you say Aberoth, and I was like, that's what it is.
You're right that both names have been mentioned. And
Maybe my notes are
important.
wrong. My notes
And
are wrong.
it is important where those two different names have been mentioned, but yeah. So that was.
I
I
meant
mean, your
Nicholas.
your question could still be legitimate. There could still be information you can learn from that, but I just wanted to clarify that, that it was. He said Nicholas sends his regards, not Aberoth.
And the heart of Nicholas will be in this world. Is what is our first little quote that we got. I think. And then there was something else. I thought I wrote it down. It was like that, but it was different.
Yeah, there was another phrase that mentioned him before the Kraken.
It's Enora. For Nicholas, I sacrificed the heart of this traitor, so the heart of Nicholas will beat in this world.
Right. So that was the first time you guys heard the mention of Nicholas, but there was another time.
Something about
It was when you guys found the first crypt.
I know I wrote it down. Where the heck is it?
Was I there? I don't have a.
Yes, it was after. It was after you came back. You were there for it.
No, that's the Christmas special we did.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Nolan, do you remember? Are you trying to let them figure it out, or do you not remember?
I'm trying.
Nolan?
Not the dragon, is it?
No, the dragon didn't
No.
mention him.
No, I don't remember.
Okay, then I will refresh your memory. When you guys left the first tomb, remember there was that pillar in the middle of the town of Solace.
yeah.
And it had an inscription on it, and it was made of white stone. But then it was, I think, when you guys actually summoned the unicorn, like it changed
Second time or the first?
Yes.
time?
The first time. So it changed the pillar. It was a high level magic, and that was something that it was a secret that you guys found because randomly a unicorn showed up, and it had high enough power that it could pierce through the illusion. But it said, let me make sure I get the wording right. The sword of Nicholas will pierce the star of the world.
That's it. The star.
And so, and then what's her name? The herbalist told you that, the pillar and the crypt were like that, but then Alaric and an old guy and a star-skinned demon showed up and kind of blessed the area, and then that it was turned to white and the inscription changed.
I was thinking that too, Aircap. Said maybe the doctor is his phylactery. That thought had crossed my mind. All right. So are we asking about Nicholas? Because we have one question left.
I think
No, you can have your question.
I think asking where Nicholas is based, or where Nicholas will return. Because if the sword of Nicholas is going to pierce the star of the world, then we fought a kraken, we fought a bunch of crazy shit. might not be the worst thing to know where that's based out of.
Heart of Nixilis will beat in this world. So where will that heart beat for the first time?
I think.
guess.
I think
Or
if Nixilis
I don't know
sent
how to
their
word that.
regards, then they're already here, right? And if you're saying someone was
Okay.
sacrificed so that their heart would beat, then if that's already happened, then they're already here.
yeah. I clutch my Romero dagger.
Whenever you're ready. When you guys have the question, no pressure. But let me know when you want me to do the glowy juju.
You should ask. Azazel.
Yes, you should.
Should it be where will Nixilis where has Nixilis returned, or where is Nixilis?
I guess where is Nixilis?
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. He utters the word, and the eye of Scrupulous begins to glow.
Where is Nixilis?
And as he releases the energy, you see you're once again in a projection, and you see you're once again thrust into darkness, with the clashing of teeth and roars and screams of pain, unending pain and dying. And as it zooms out, you can see the continent of Arvoluthel. And you see cracks. You see it start to crack and shatter into pieces, and a dark fog and smoke erupt out of these fissures that split Arvoluthel and roll over the entire continent.
And that's like centrally based?
It, from what you know, it looks like the kind of the cracks seem to have a specific pattern to them, breaking off the continent into like 5 or 6 different chunks. And those cracks, kind of, you see form on important places that you guys have either been to or seen. One of them breaking right through Solace. Another one breaking through the middle of the Rocktooth Mountains. Another one shattering Zalara in half, breaking it into a northern and southern portion, and then ripping the ancient forest into the Badlands and then the Valentis. And the vision closes.
This might be a little bit more of a pressing matter than... I mean, the staff could help in all of this. And it wouldn't be bad to have allies, but that is definitely a problem.
We've asked some really depressing questions.
I mean, but we
Professor,
wouldn't have gotten anywhere. Like if
Right.
we just asked, like, "Hey, how's your day going?" Probably still would have led to the
Yeah.
same thing. We're really shitty.
no, you guys asked good questions and got information that you needed. I'm actually really proud of you. This is you guys ended up getting a lot more information than I thought you were going to get. I'm really, really happy for you.
Well, thank you. I feel like an empty shell of a person, but thank you. There's a lot of stuff here that like I
Very
in
tied
all
in
of
with your
my
character.
210 self. That's like 10 different things we got to do to save the world, and it all has to happen at the same time. And my God, that's stressful.
Can I just? I want to close my eyes and try to picture that shadowy blade that I saw during my question. And I just want to think in Abyssal the phrase Sword of Nixilis. And I want to see if I get any backlash, like any psychic backlash. Try to remember if that's the sword.
Okay. You and only you hear a whisper in the scratches at the back of your skull. It says, you'll find it when you are ready. Remember who you are.
Weird music.
That was awesome. Dave, you're on fucking point, dude. Like you just like really matched like the moment and like the feeling of whatever's going on with your music. I know that's like literally your job, but like you're so good at it.
Thank you. I'm glad that I'm good at what I do. Appreciate that.
All right.
I'm glad Chat
I'm
can finally
enjoying
hear the
myself.
music.
Yeah.
Okay.
My hair is a mess. Oh my.
I mean,
gosh.
yeah, but Professor Ventus is like, what have you all gotten yourselves into?
A lot, apparently.
This little gnome just wanted to find secret treasures. You definitely helped me with that. Wow.
Has he met me and Blixa yet? And Azazel?
No, just like I guess like when you guys entered the room, he was like, "Hey, how?" But like, I probably should have spent more time on that. He's like, "So."
I imagine there was like quick introductions, but just like
yeah, he's like, "I'm jumping up on Greg's shoulder, and how you doing?" Okay, guess what?
I'm positive he's got that brand vibe where he's like, I'm the three-eyed raven now. I see everything. I like to watch.
I like to watch.
I saw Nasira get stabbed.
God.
I'm not a
Yeah.
creeper.
But I like to watch.
I like to watch.
Oh man.
He's like, I could only do this with the help of the elves who helped me unlock his power. Before it was just, I mean, it was good at scrying, which is very powerful and good. But wow, having access to the universe like this, geeks out, screams and nerd.
Screams and nerd. That's funny.
Andros,
Yeah, I was just gonna like look at Andros like
I'm very glad that I got to be here for this. I'm awestruck, absolutely awestruck.
so what do you make of all this?
I don't know if I have the context that you do. There are obviously very powerful forces at work, and it reminds me you mentioned this Nixilis, and I've only heard of it, but Nixilis was a rallying cry among Aberoth and his forces during the fracturing of the Elven Empire, when Aberoth rose to power, bargaining with dark forces in order to gain more power than any other elf had before him, and then gathered armies and attacked attacked Zalara, the Empire of Zalara, and as you know, we were fractured. It broke us into different people. And that's why there are several different variations of elves. I mean, some of those changes had already started, but it definitely brought a rift between us and the wood elves. That is when, it was thanks to Zoram and his friends and they were able to get the power of the stars and push back against Aberoth and that evil. And it was a pain that we left in the past. And I thought that we'd moved beyond, but to hear that name again, that's what I recall.
Very concerning. All of it. All of it is very concerning.
So
Yeah.
what are you gonna do about it? Because I guess
I
it's
almost,
is it up to you?
well, I almost feel like we don't have enough time to deal with this whole civil war /
Well, here's what I'll do. I think he looks, addresses Andros and says, "Thank you for helping me unlock the additional power of the Eye Scrupulos. I will be returning to Archsage University, and there I can reach out to. I have a contact or two there with and he goes, and he's like, and then I can get word to Ambrose, so that maybe, so that at least they're up to speed on what you're doing and where you're going, and we can rally our forces around that. But I think whatever is happening here, it seems very clear that the key is currently in the south. That many of your visions led you there, and led you to where, these different. I feel like you'll learn more when you get there.
very true.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as we all know, knowledge is power. You can't do anything without power, which means you can't do anything without knowledge.
Many say that knowing is half the battle.
He's right. We
is.
can't, if this is a worldwide cataclysmic event, we can't go into it half cocked. We got to know as much as possible.
Got to go into full cocked.
Full
That's
cocked.
Just
all of it. The whole thing.
I'm really good at the knowing portion of the battle. I'm really bad at the battle portion of the battle. So I'm going to rely on you guys for that, but I will definitely pass what we've learned onto those that we trust. And if we can offer any help or further resources along the way, I will definitely communicate that to you.
No, thank you, Professor. A ton of weight just got dropped on us, but we needed it. Thank you. We
Sure.
wouldn't have been able to get this far without you.
You're absolutely welcome. And if you need me, I will be at Archsage University.
Sure.
Wonderful. He goes and he reverently takes the Eye of Scrupulos and like puts it into a special bag of holding that he has for it. That's like
Nice.
all ornately decorated.
Like a bowling
And then he
bag?
puts
Yeah.
exactly like a bowling bag. And then that it shrinks down and he puts that in like a secret pouch in his coat.
Now, because there was a question in chat, what color is Romero's dagger and what color is Randall's dagger? I know Randall Stagg's dagger is obsidian stiletto dagger, and
Mhm.
Romero's soul dagger is it's different. It's not like a stiletto type, but it has like a ruby at the hilt, and that's where his soul is. But I don't remember what color.
It is also made of black obsidian.
There you go, Gabriel of Zios.
Mhm.
They're both black obsidian, but they're shaped differently.
Yeah, one's a stiletto, and the other one is. I mean, I wanted to let you kind of be able to imagine that dagger how you wanted to, since it was yours. So,
Mhm.
I mean, how do you envision? What do you envision the dagger looking like?
Well, I forgot that it was black, so I didn't envision a black dagger. But I imagined, like, now thinking about it again, the dagger itself is black obsidian, but then like the handle is a gold. It's a gold color. And the hilt at the end is like it's like almost like a ring around like the ruby that is like inside. Like if you held up the ruby to the light, like you could see through it.
Okay,
That's how I imagined it.
The hilt is like the cross guard of the dagger. So
Oh,
that's
the
where,
cross guard.
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
the bottom of the dagger is called the pommel.
Oh, the
like pommel of
pommel.
a sword.
I don't know
Yeah,
why
so-
I visioned it in the pommel, but if it's in the hilt, then same thing. Like you would still be able to like hold it up to it. But it would have like same gold, like a pommel, like a ball. And then like there's like a cross section, but in the middle of the cross section, an inlet into the dagger is like this round ruby.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well,
totally
no, good question.
derailing.
I'm glad we were able to answer that. Because I think it's also pertinent. List of problems for the group: Elven Civil War, Valentis under threat of collapse, a bunch of magical items to collect, and a death god coming back and splitting up the world into pieces.
And that's only the ones
yeah.
we're saying out loud, because there's a few more up in here.
Haven't even talked about my mental issues.
Why don't we talk about
Yeah,
all
what
our
are we talking about?
technical
Technical
difficulties?
difficulties for sure.
How about Nolan's
sure.
power?
Oh my
Oh,
god, yeah.
Yeah. Have to restart OBS. The power goes out. We
Oh
try
my
to switch it over to Dave. Then luckily Nolan's power turns back
We
on. We're
started
able to
late
set it
because of
back up.
your mic issues.
my mic issues. Yeah, sorry. Let me not forget about that.
Let's not forget about the least
If any of you
these.
out there are gonna get into like audio recording, or do not buy a Focusrite
Nope,
as
don't do it.
don't buy any other sound like DAW or interface.
Hi, friendly
audio
neighborhood
interface.
audio engineer here. If you are looking to procure an audio interface for your home setup, look out for the Audient ID4. That's right, Audient ID4.
Just looking
I
at your
believe it is
eyes.
one of the best values money can get you in 2021.
Yeah.
This is not sponsored, by the way. It's just like one of the most dope audio interfaces on the market for like.
And he does
computers.
music and sound for a living.
Yeah,
Because Dave
Yeah.
makes noises.
I literally do that. I said doo-doo.
Yeah.
All right.
Ugh.
Yeah, Valentis or not Valentis. Zalara is yours. With I know there's like a really emotional kind of piece, and I want to
Yeah.
be able to kind of like I would normally kind of cut it off here, but we've got another kind of 20 minutes. And so if there's anything else, and I know Dave or Greg really wanted to go to the temple. So I want to make sure that we can kind of start off next session with kind of getting right into the action instead of jumping around. And we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. But is there anything else you guys want to do in Zalara? If we could possibly wrap that up this session.
Yeah, let's go check out the temple. I feel like I need some healing after this.
Awesome. All right. Well, Andros says thank you. I'm really glad that I got to be a part of this. And Professor Conventus goes, and I'll be on my way. Thank you very much. And Andros leads you to the elevators, takes you back down to the lobby, and you guys then head to the temple of God King Zoram. And it is it's a temple, right? And it has several different there are like columns that look like stabs of power, right? But it's a big building with columns, and as you walk in, it's kind of open, kind of like the Acropolis. And they you're greeted by one of the priests of Zoram. It says, although they greet you, Zoram was one of the smartest and most powerful wizards that ever lived, but he was also our god, and it is here that we worship him. We are grateful to have outsiders among us. What would you like to know, and what brings you to the temple of Zoram?
Wish to know all that we can find out about Zorm's staff of the Divine Star.
Ah,